So, what's the deal with opera? Why did the genre survive kahit na ang mahal-mahal? Tapos, production kung production, aka hassle is stage. But still, even nung Baroque period, kumalat siya. Why? Well, there are no definitive answers to that. But right now, what I'll be talking about is how opera spread in Italy and in Europe. So let's go to Florence. Sa Florence na tayo. So in Florence, there was this woman named Francesca Caccini. So siya ang aking peg today. Familiar yung Caccini, no? That's because Francesca Caccini was the daughter of Giulio Caccini. And although she didn't say that she was an opera composer per se, she composed a work called La Liberazione di Ruggiero dall'Isola d'Alcina, or The Liberation of Ruggiero from the island of Alcina. If you're an opera fan, you'll probably remember that Handel wrote an opera based on the same libretto, Alcina. But anyway, si Francesca Caccini,
Yes, finally a fellow momshi.
was the first one to write it. But it was marketed as a ballet rather than an opera. But still, it had all the extra stage effects of opera. So, Francesca Caccini. Anyway, now let's go to Rome. So in Rome, the wealthy people vied each other for the most lavish forms of entertainment. So basically, one reason kaya nag-flourish ang opera dahil sa mga mayayamang mahilig manood ng mga opera. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess capitalism still reigns. Anyway, so the topics for opera expanded. Hindi na sila yung mythology or pastoral themes lang. There were epics. There were lives of saints. Huli sila dun. And there were also the first comic operas. So the opera as a genre really expanded, especially in Rome. And also the rise of libretto writing as an art also started in Rome through the librettist Giulio Rospigliosi. He helped create libretto writing as a distinct craft. So hindi lang the music, but also the libretto itself became an art form, which was really cool. Anyway, so in Rome, there was also uso yung mga spectacular stage effects. As in yung tipong mga demons, masusunog sila.
Burst in flames and everything like that. Go!
And solo singing in Rome fell into two distinct categories. You had the recitative and then you had the aria. So separate na siya. Hindi siya gaya nung mga previous na in a piece, mag-recitative tas aria, tas biglang nag-recitative na pala ulit. Hindi ganun sa Rome. So in Rome, hiwalay na siya. So like what we know today in terms of recitatives and arias. Recitative muna and then aria. But sadly in Rome, unlike in Florence, women were prohibited from singing in opera. Nakakaloka, no? Kasi si Francesca Caccini, she was highest paid musician ng Duke ng Tuscany. Tapos, biglang sa Rome, bawal
Kumanta, mga babae.
Doon nag-rise yung mga castrati. So basically, they were men who were castrated. Tinanggal yung testes nila before they reached puberty. So they retained their pre-pubescent high ranges. So something trivia about the biology of castrati is that when you remove the testes, testosterone levels drop. So testosterone is involved in the growth of your bones, of your muscles. So yung mga castrati, hindi fully formed yung rib cage nila. So they can expand a whole lot more. That's why they can hold their breath for so long. They can sing all these runs ng walang hinga because they really biologically had more breath capacity. Now, in Venice, punta naman tayo sa iba pang city. Siyempre, nag-flourish rin ng opera dun. And dun tinayo ang pinakaunang opera house called Teatro San Casciano. Now, in Venice, dun na-introduce yung idea of a paying public. So, why was Venice ideal for public opera? First, they were free from any religious or social restraints. So, unlike Rome, na holy, sa Venice hindi masyado. And they had a yearly carnival which attracted so many people from all over the world. So, there was a reason for opera to be staged there because people would watch it. Diba? Every year sila may carnival, wala namang religious or social restrictions. So, ideal for opera. O, diba? Hindi kaya sa Pilipinas. Anyway, so in Venice, there were also diverse opera subjects. Hindi lang mythology or pastoral idyllic scenes ulit. So, epics were chosen. And also yung plots, they really chose plots that showed a wide range of emotions, that showed dramatic conflicts, and plots where they would be able to show striking stage effects. Anyway, so in Venice, 3-act operas became typical. Hindi na yung usual 5. So, medyo umiksi siya ng konti. But, the number of arias increased. So, mas pabida na ngayon yung mga performers rather than the composers, diba? So, kanta ng kanta. So, in Venice, may dalawang rivals. May mga beshies na nag-aaway na naman. So, they are Francesco Cavalli and Antonio Cesti. Yeah, magkaaway ulit sila. Anyway, Cavalli's operas, his arias exemplified the lyric style. So, very melodious and very pleasing to the ear. While si Cesti excelled in lyrical arias and duets. In fairness, magkaiba naman sila ng feel. Tapos, si Cesti really traveled a lot. Anyway. Also in Venice, you had the rise of the opera diva. Imagine mo, kami as divas, as performers, phenomenon na kami ever since before, diba? Bongga kami. I love it. Anyway, the singers were paid so much more than the composers or the producers. Or the producers were called impresarios. So, kung si composer, mga 2,000 euro lang kinita, ako, as yung singer niya, siguro mga 10,000 euro or more. Diba? So, kasi impresarios really fought hard for the best singer that they could find. Kasi yung singer, yun yung magbebenta eh. Parang yung films ngayon, diba? Like, you get the star with the most social media following para panoorin yung movie. Parang ganun lang rin doon sa opera, in fairness. Tapos wala pa silang social media. Anyway, these divas, they were the likes of Signora Girolama, Giulia Massotti, Anna Renzi, and diva sila kung diva. As in, for example, ako, I don't want to sing that aria. It's not bagay for me. I'm not gonna sing that. I don't like. Pwede kong gawin yan. Or parang, parang hindi ko feel kumanta today. Parang, I don't wanna make kanta on stage today. I'm like tamad. Or I'm like not feeling well. I could do that. Because I was an opera diva. O diba? Pa kami sa Venice. No? So, by the mid-century, Italian opera had reached many different lands. And Antonio Cesti's Orontea was quite popular and was one of the most frequently performed operas. So, it involved romantic and comic scenes. Parang yung mga chick flick natin ngayon. Like, parang yung, basta yun, mga chick flicks. Like, may romance, may comedy, etc. But anyway, the main aim was to entertain rather than to produce the ethical effects gaya ng mga ancient Greek fans. So yun, pang-entertainment na talaga siya. So the plot was kind of like love at first sight across social levels. Like, me, Orontea, the Egyptian queen, falls in love with a peasant painter called Alidoro. Diba? Parang Mara Clara lang. Mara Clara ba yun? Anyway, so this famous aria called Intorno all'idol mio is sung by Orontea. It's in Antonio Cesti's opera. And she sings it while looking at Alidoro, who is sleeping. Doon niya kinonfess yung love niya.
Eh, ma'am, siya hindi ka naman marinig, di ba?
So in the mid-century Italian opera, the typical exchange was a very serious reflection in the aria, and then a humorous exchange in the recitatives. O, diba? Ayun. And the main features of Italian opera by mid-century had been established. These are the concentration on solo singing, yay! The separation of the recitative and the aria, and the use of varied styles, such as the serious reflection and then the humorous exchange, and etc. So drama and poetry became the scaffolding on which music was built. But the main interest was in the visual elements, like the scenery, the costume, the effects, and most of all, in the arias and in the singers who sang them. Fabulous. So that concludes this episode on early Baroque opera. For our next episode, don't forget to tune in. We'll be going to France. Paris. Stay tuned.